Now that you are approved into the Amazon Influencer Program, you have your blue lock removed, you're creating content, you're rocking and rolling in the program, and you're starting to make commissions. Now you're probably wondering, how do I get this money? When will I get paid? Will it be a check? Will it be a direct deposit? Where should I put this money and what should I do with it? Well, if you find yourself asking those types of questions, then this video is going to be perfect for you. Now, in this video, I'm going to go over everything that I did and some things that other people may be doing and where you could put this money and how you should, get it all set up from a financial perspective. So if you are brand new into this program, if you've checked out the video above on how to apply into the program and you're in it, then this is the next video that you want to watch. Now, the very first thing that you want to know about your commission and when you're going to get paid is that it takes 2 full months from the time that you start to see your first check. So let me kind of explain this a little bit. If you started in the middle of February, just like me, you're not going to see your first check in April, like you may think. It's not 2 months from your start date. It's 2 full months later. So if you started in the middle of a month, you have to wait for the following month and then the next month, and then you'll get paid. So my start date was February 14th or something like that. I didn't see my first check until the beginning of May. And when that first check comes in, you're only going to see your commissions made for the 2 weeks or the rest of the time you did in February. So my first check 2 months later was a fairly small check because you got to think of this as like a 2-month behind thing. So I got my first check in the very beginning of May, and Amazon does your deposit in the very beginning of the month. It's not going to be to the exact date. It's always going to be processed in the very beginning of the month for 2 months prior. So when you're new into this program, just give it some time and be patient because it's going to take a long time for you to see that first check. Now, on that topic, because it takes 2 months plus to see your first check, it's very important to keep track of your money and be very careful on your spending in the very beginning of this program. If you're spending too much money, if you're trying to reinvest the money that you were making and buy more products, this can get kind of confusing and kind of muddy because you're not actually getting paid until 2 months plus later. So my best advice would be to try to wait before you reinvest money until you get your first check. That way you have steady money coming in, you know what you're doing, and those first 2 months, you can find products around your home, your family's home, your friends' homes, and trust me, you can build up a pretty good storefront just in those two months plus from things around your home and not having to reinvest. This just helps you not start spending right off the bat, not having to come out of pocket, and waiting until you get your first check before you do that. Okay, so you're making review videos, you're doing great, you're making a commission, and you have to plug in information in Amazon to start getting your direct deposit. Now there's 3 ways that you could do it. You could do direct deposit, you could do check, or you could do an Amazon gift card. I think the most common is going to be a direct deposit because if you do a check, you have to make a certain amount of money before that check is issued. So I think the cap is like $100. So if you make less than that, you're going to have to wait month over month before they send you the money. So we're only going to talk about direct deposit here. And when you get onto your Amazon storefront or your Amazon influencer page, you will have to plug in your tax information, your banking information, and this is where I have some advice. Now, a lot of people message me and say that they are not getting taxes taken out of this money. Well, none of us are. All of us are basically going to get this money straight up, and it's going to be up to us to pay that taxes at the end of the year. So that's where keeping everything organized and keeping everything kind of in one account is going to be very important when this tax time comes rolling around. Now, I'm not a tax professional or anything like that, so if you have really specific questions, I would recommend going directly to somebody that is a professional. But from my understanding of this, the best thing to do is get a separate bank account specifically for this money. So in my case, I went the business bank account route. There is a ton of beginner or, real basic business bank accounts that you can get set up with to put this money in that account. Now, the only thing that I really found that I needed was a DBA. Now, from whatever state you're in, all you have to do is simply search, Texas DBAs or California DBAs. Search it on Google. There will be a form. You can either go down to your county clerk's office, fill out this form, get it notarized, and they will issue you a DBA. Or what I did was simply fill out the form, take it down to my local UPS, get it notarized, and I shipped it to the county clerk. And within a few weeks, I received that DBA back. I went online, I opened up a Wells Fargo business bank account, sent them a picture of my DBA, and my account was open within a week. Now, the reason I did this is so I can track all the money coming into that account, and I can track my spending. So once you have your business bank account set up, once you have your direct deposits going into this account, you can then use this money to buy more products and reinvest into the Amazon Influencer Program. Now, with this business bank account, you can track everything. You can track everything you're spending your money on, everything that you're purchasing to review, and this can essentially be write-offs. This can essentially be, something you can give your tax consultant when it's tax time to show what you spent that money on, what you made in the Amazon Influencer Program, and then you can figure out how much taxes you owe. So at this point in time, this is when you would reinvest the money and start spending, because everything will be trackable right here in your business bank account. If you're using, cash, if you're using your personal money and everything is getting mixed up and you're depositing into your personal account or your savings account, then everything gets really messy and it gets really hard to track. So my suggestion would be to just start in the very beginning by opening a separate bank account to have this money going into and waiting until you have some money to reinvest. Don't go dabbling into your personal checking account or savings account, because then it just gets very messy, and it also trains you to start spending a lot of money right off the jump when I really don't think you need to. Once you have everything set up and you have your business bank account going, you have your commissions going into this account, and you can see everything, you can essentially start running the Amazon Influencer Program like a business. You can decide what % of your commission do you want to reinvest into more products to continue growing your commission. And so this is a great way to train yourself to get your foot in the door and start realizing, how to run a business, how to use a business bank account. And I know, some of you guys may be very uncomfortable doing this, or this may be your first business bank account that you're opening, and it can get kind of scary, I know. But trust me, the Amazon Influencer Program is a great way to just get your foot in the door, start doing things like a business so that you can continue growing yourself over time. Now, another thing that may come up is the whole sole proprietor versus LLC thing. Now, the most common thing that comes up when you talk about these two business structures is the whole limited liability in an LLC. Now, like I said earlier in this video, I am not a professional. I am not the best person that you would want to get your tax or financial advice from. So go speak to someone if you have more specific questions on this. But it's going to be up to you what business structure you would like to set up. As a beginner, I don't think it would hurt to go the sole proprietor route, and then as you evolve, as you grow, you can always change into an LLC down the road. You don't have to start off as an LLC straight out of the gate. But if you're someone who knows you're going to build this up, this is going to be your main income source, and you want to go for an LLC right off the bat, go ahead. I know people who have done it both ways. So figure out which way works for you, but just don't be scared and don't let the financial side stop you from doing the Amazon Influencer Program or doing side hustles, because I know that it can be scary. I know you can feel nervous when doing this, but the Amazon Influencer Program is a great beginner, income stream or possible business or possible side hustle that you could start, and this could give you great exposure and great practice into starting a small business or starting online business. All in all, once you start setting yourself up financially for the Amazon Influencer Program, it really starts to feel like a business. You can look at your business bank account, you can track your income, and you can start figuring out how much you want to reinvest and how you want to run this thing. So I really hope this video helped you out when you're trying to figure out your Amazon influencer program and trying to figure out the financial side of it. Because, you know, that is a huge part of the process and something that, you know, people ask me a lot of questions about. So I hope this video was able to help you, and I hope you subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, turn on post notifications, and comment down below to let me know how you're doing in the program or if you have any other questions. So you guys go get moving on your business bank account, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.